everybody, it's Lola. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lola. I am a 35-year-old trans girl and I had plastic surgery in September of 2019. This is just a series of videos where I'm talking about all the procedures I've gotten. My last procedure was completed a year ago, and that was my tracheal shave. And I just came up on my year anniversary of my jaw contouring surgery. I wanted to space out all of my surgeries into detail so they all can have their own light, because I did 3 different separate surgeries and they were all different procedures. Each one had its own different kind of recovery, so I thought it'd be really kind of simple to separate all of the differences. I got my surgery in June or July of 2019 for my mandible contouring. I have been seeing a doctor for a year trying to figure out exactly what he wanted to do, and out of all the surgeries I had, this one was the one that kind of made me the most nervous. Partially because I didn't think I needed that much done to my jaw, but there was like things that bugged me about it, but I didn't really, it wasn't high on my priority list. And so when he suggested I do the jaw surgery, it took me a while to kind of decide if that's what I wanted to do. I was all for it because I felt like my jaw was a little bit wide and my chin was a little bit square, I guess. So I wanted to make it really soft. To my doctor, I was basically like, I just trust you, I want to make the most change, so I kind of wanted to do all the procedures. So leading up to my jaw surgery, I had just done a lot of research trying to see what the procedure was going to be like and what the healing was going to be like. I knew it was going to be pretty intense. All of the surgery was happening in my mouth, where my gums meet my lips and the inside of my cheeks. So the incision was like inside of my mouth from like jaw to jaw, and that was pretty intense. When I did my jaw surgery in the hospital, I had a really high heart rate and really low blood pressure. So I had to stay in the hospital for a couple extra hours, and it's an in and out procedure. I mean, it was 3.5 hours, but I didn't have to spend the night in the hospital. I did stay really late, but I didn't think it was going to be that intense of a surgery. So I went home to my friend's house and I recovered for a couple days. And they usually say by like day 3, the swelling is like at its peak. And for me, it didn't stop. So my swelling got worse and worse as it got to day 5. Usually if you go to a private surgeon and then you have a procedure done, you have like the next day post-op, or like a 3 or 5 day post-op, or 7 days or whatever, and you see your doctor within that week. But because I had like a specific facility and a specific doctor that worked in that facility, I didn't see him for a few days, like a week later. If you haven't noticed, I have a big rash on my face, so I haven't been making any YouTube videos because I've been feeling really bad about myself. With all the things happening about shelter in place, I've just kind of been having a really hard time. And if you follow me on IG, you'll kind of get a better idea of what's going on in my daily life. But I'm gonna do my makeup and we can get through this little video together. I was doing everything I was told. I took all my medicine, my antibiotics, but the swelling would not go away. Because it's surgery, you know, I was just like, yeah, like everyone gets swollen, so I didn't really think about it too much. And then what happened was, when I went to my post-op visit, my doctor was like, oh yeah, you're really, really swollen. I need to put you on steroids, so it will help with the inflammation and get you where you need to be. So I took steroids for about 6 or 7 days, and I also it was kind of weird, like when I got out of the surgery, he didn't have any bandages on my face, so my head was exposed and my jaw wasn't covered, so I thought that was kind of weird, but I didn't really think about it and have any suggestions about it. I had the surgery, and I think it was on a Friday. I saw my doctor again the following week, and he ended up bandaging my face, giving me this steroid pill. And that started helping, which was great. So I feel like it kind of set me back a little bit for my recovery, because it took me a little bit extra longer to get over the initial swelling from all the extra inflammation I had. And I think it's probably like, it's not like it's like he did anything wrong. I think that's just how my body reacts. And I think my skin is a little bit sensitive. And I say that because, like, whenever I've had piercings, like, a lot of my piercings have, like, kind of, like, rejected the jewelry. So I was kind of thinking, like, oh yeah, maybe, like, my body is just, like, very sensitive. So it took me a little bit longer to heal. The other thing is, I had an experimental procedure. Don't look at me like that, and you can judge me all you want, but you know you would do this too if you thought it was a good idea. And I'm not mad about it, because it didn't turn out exactly what I was expecting. And it's no one's fault, and the thing is, it was kind of an experiment. Like, he hadn't done this procedure before. So I was kind of just like, yeah, like, I don't care, like, I'm down, like, just do what you think you need to do. Like, some people would, like, not be down for this experiment. And I get it. It's your body, you can do whatever you want. People take risks every day, and I didn't think there was going to be any kind of risk for this procedure, and there wasn't. It wasn't going to affect my long-term health, or it wasn't going to affect my recovery. He severed the nerve to my masseter muscle. So if you've had some kind of Botox before, you'll know or hear about this muscle right here on your jaw that tends to get really, really tight from either grinding your teeth or stress, chewing, and it's a muscle that kind of keeps growing. So people will normally get Botox in their jaw right here to atrophy the muscle. That was an option from another doctor as well, and this doctor, but he suggested that I sever the nerve to the masseter muscle. There's about like 8 different nerves that connect to the mouth, so it wasn't going to affect my speech or anything like that. It wasn't going to affect how I eat or how wide my mouth opens. It's just a muscle. Muscle has memory. My doctor is also trained in facial paralysis. So people who've had like paralysis on one side of the face, he's been able to reconnect some of the nerves that were damaged or not connected from an injury that had prevented from someone's face and their muscles from moving. And so I kind of trust that he understood the anatomy of the face and knew what to do. So what was funny was that like immediately after I got out of the surgery, like I was drooling everywhere. And like I'm not really a drooler, so it was kind of weird, and my mouth was just like loose. So like, you know, when you do yoga and you're just like, ah, it was a little bit hard to close my mouth. Like, eating ended up being very, very challenging because I couldn't put enough pressure on food that I was eating to chew. So I had really, really soft foods for the first week or two. And usually they'll tell you to do that anyways, or to be on a strictly liquid diet. It was like just really exhausting, and for the first month I was probably like still really exhausted. My energy level was so low. That's mostly because of blood loss during the surgery. I wasn't really expecting to be like so exhausted. It was kind of crazy. Like I would be tired from work immediately, just going for a walk or up and down the stairs. When you have surgery, you shouldn't be carrying heavy things, so like once I was able to, it got really, really hard and things started getting really heavy. So jaw surgery was like really, really intense. Like I feel like you have to be really brave to be confident to do that surgery. Like, it's no joke. And I know a lot of people get surgery all the time. You know, your mouth is where you have your expression. It's how you express yourself. It's how you communicate with people. So it's just like really hard to be like vulnerable, putting your body in like a high stress level to have this procedure. If you've done it before, like, God bless you, I commend you. Like, that it's not easy. It took a while to heal, just because I had so much swelling, and I think also because my body just kind of heals a little bit slower. I'm only 35, so I feel like I'm like pretty healthy. I didn't feel like I was going to be like, you know, like bedridden. Like it was hard sleeping because you have to sleep like propped up, and that was kind of difficult, but I got used to it a little bit. I stayed at my friend's house, which was really helpful because she has a couch that was really comfortable, and my bed is just a little bit not the best for sleeping like that. I was pretty exhausted, and it was crazy because I planned my surgery in between new jobs. I started a new job 2 weeks before my surgery. So I don't know, that was like the best idea. I mean, I did it, and I was exhausted, and it was kind of crazy because I would have a client and then like fall asleep immediately because I was so tired. And I mean, it's just such a intense surgery, you know, the recovery is intense. But it was crazy because I was like, I remember like the first time I had a sandwich, like sometimes your like jaw clicks for some people, and it clicked, and I was like, oh my god, did I hurt myself? And it was like the hardest thing to do. Like I couldn't even eat a sandwich. It was so difficult. I was like pretty excited, but it was like such a long recovery. It took like months and months and months to really see the results, and like, you know, it gets worse before it gets better. I just kind of like waited it out and waited, and I started liking a little bit of the surgery. Like, I feel like after like 7 months, like I was able to like see a little bit more of what it was looking like, and I did start noticing that there was a little bit of unevenness. I'm like gonna be honest about this. So I noticed that one side of my jaw was a little bit more sunken in, and I talked to my doctor about it, and I came to the conclusion that my teeth are super sensitive. So whenever I eat, I tend to only eat on the left side of my jaw or my teeth, and I think because of that, I don't use this much of my muscles in my face when I chew. So this muscle atrophied more because I don't use this muscle as much. The surgery kind of had healed. It's been like a year by now. This is kind of my final result. I had talked to my doctor multiple times about the unevenness of my jaw and how I was a little bit insecure about it. So he told me that the muscle was going to grow back, which I can understand because muscles, like, even though they'll atrophy, if you keep using them, they'll grow back. And that's typical for any kind of muscle on your body. So it was kind of just like reassuring me that eventually it's going to grow back. So I'm kind of just like waiting, and it's something that only I notice, and I'll show you what it looks like. But I just wanted you to be aware that, like, you can't really expect perfection. And I kind of like understand that with surgery now. You know, like, I feel like with surgery, like, people always have like an idea of what's in their mind, and it's really hard to translate that to somebody else. You can't really expect somebody to read your mind. And I say this because, like, as a hairstylist, I'm often around people and clients who have certain expectations about what they want, and to be honest, it's just that, expectations. So it's really important to be like realistic about what you think that you want versus like what's attainable. And I didn't really care so much about what was gonna happen, and having, like, I just didn't think about there being an unevenness with the procedure, because, like, oh, I'm gonna do one thing to both sides, but the body's just never symmetrical, and like my body's not symmetrical. So I kind of just have to like be like, okay, well, like, maybe this will go back, but I still want to do something about it. So it's not like you can just go back and reconnect the nerves. Like, I don't think it's that easy, nor do I think it would necessarily solve the problem. I decided that I'm going to get some fillers. Everyone has an opinion about fillers, like, like, yeah, people love them and people hate them, so I say do whatever you want to do. It's really your body, and I'm not going to tell you anything. This makes people feel really good, so, like, go for it, you know? Like, if you feel good doing something, like, I want you to be happy. When I had fat grafting to my face, under my eyes were kind of like sunken in already, but I think the fat grafting kind of accentuated a little bit more and made my eyes a little bit more hollow. So I wanted to add a little bit of fillers to make my eyes a little bit less hollow. And my doctor said that whatever's left over, he would be able to like put it in my jaw. Only I can really tell, like, if you look at me in detail and after I point it out, you're probably like, oh yeah, I can tell. But it's like I like this side better than this side, but I'm not like, oh, I feel so ugly, I feel botched. Like, I don't feel that way. So like, I'm not like mad at it. I do want to do something about it, but like, I'm not like, oh, this is all my fault, what did I do? Like, yeah. So I am going to get my fillers done next week on August 4th. He's going to fill in my eyes and also my jaw, and I might do my lips a tiny bit, because I want to. I had fat grafting to my lips as well, and I think they're like perfect. I just want them to be like a little bit more full. So, you know, like, you might have an opinion about that, but it's okay. My opinion is the most important. I'm excited about it because, like, the under eye thing, I think is like the thing I'm the most insecure about. With my doctor, I can't really like go to his office and film, but I will give you I will record like my before and after experience, and I will get into like some of the details of how my procedure went. So if you want to know, then I'll definitely like update you about stuff like that. And then I'll do like another update eventually, like a before and after filler. Kind of update a month after my filler kind of settles in. I know everyone will have like an opinion about like experimental surgeries, and like I get it, like historically people who've had experimental surgeries do not end well. I was like kind of prepared for it and didn't really know what to expect. I'm not like mad at it, and I don't feel like it's like a big deal. I'm not expecting like perfection, and like I don't have any side effects from it, so it's not like it's something that's like high on my scale of like importance. I feel like if I do the fillers in the end of the year, by the end of the year, and my jaw's still kind of not really doing it, like I might suggest maybe we have to fix it somehow. I'm not really like pressed for it. I'm kind of just like, yeah, that happened, and probably won't suggest it to anybody. Like, I'm not saying that like everyone should try it. Anytime you do a procedure, like there may or may not be consequences, or it may not turn out how you imagined. Trying to be okay with that, you know, like my insurance covered a lot of my surgery, so like it wasn't like I paid out of pocket. Surgery is only meant to fix something a certain percentage. Like surgery is never gonna get you back to 100% to what you were like. And I think that's true for every surgery. Oh, I feel so much better. It's been so long since I've worn makeup. Well, thank you everybody for watching my channel. I wanted to show you a little bit more. So my next surgery, I'm not sure where I'm gonna start. I think I might start up going down. So I might start with my brow lift and my forehead contouring. So if you want to watch some more of my videos, you should subscribe to my channel. I also have Instagram, so you can see more of my like daily life. I do a lot of art projects, and I made this corset. Do you want to see? It's made out of synthetic knit, so it's kind of stretchy. And I saw the YouTuber with Wendy make some kind of corsets, and I was really into that, and I've been making a couple more. So if you want to see me do like any kind of art projects, you can definitely check out my Instagram. But I'll see you soon, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks!